Hello, everybody. I just decided to come on for just a little while. Um, I did a short kind of video this morning showing the yarn, and I did get through all of it. And so, like, all the Lion Brand yarn is together, and the Karen, and so on. And hi, Teresa. And so I got that done, and I did find all my tiny little balls, leftovers, and I'm just going to make some hats with whatever's in that bag and try to donate them to the anybody that might need them and get that bag used up. But while I was going through all of that, I came across this bin that I had in the back, and there was things. I kept finding things that don't belong with yarn or fabric back there. So I said, we'll bring them out here and I'll put them where they belong. So I've got these little leaves, Goodwill find, fall crafts. They were normally $2.99, probably at like Michael's or somewhere like that. So that was nice to find. And I found some little hootie owls. Also, it was a fall find. So I'm going to take these out of their packages because I actually have divided trays over there. I said I would take them out the package, but he doesn't want to come out the package. Oh, that'll be a sweet gift. She'll love that. And Scott's working on a coffee grinder.
Oh, it's steel. I cut it and weld it.
You can cut it and weld it. I think basically he's taking parts from one old coffee grinder and he's going to weld it to the other coffee grinder to make it easier to use. And this is really cute in this little box. These leaves are. But I'd rather put them in my little plastic bin and then use this as like a little shadow box for a project. So these will get separated and go into two different compartments. I'm going to keep those together like that until I'm ready to put them in my case. And the cats have been over here, so my table isn't as clean as it was. Then I found some cotton rope, like you can use to make those bowls, and that goes in that dresser. There's a dresser over there that has my cord and extra serger thread and that kind of stuff. So I'll put this over there, and I'll put this in there. So this is for drawstrings. In fact, I might use some of this on my rice bag that I made. And then I've got a bin that's for belting, and I think these were something we purchased at a Goodwill. They're like cut off straps. See, they've got the like finished end. Like, see on the end, it's got like that finish, like you feed it through something. And I'll just put this in with my bag making belting, which I have on the shelves back there. I have a bin that's all for belting. And this is woven elastic that I picked up at a Goodwill for $1.99. And this was just some elastic. This is, if you see elastic like this, where it looks like it's ribbed, this is non-roll. It won't twist. It's not supposed to twist in your waistbands. Let's see. This is some underwear elastic, but I think it's too far gone. I don't think it would hold anything, but I'll put it in my elastic container and think about it. And I think these were all elastics we picked up somewhere. This is just some little narrow elastic. knit elastic. Stretch knit elastic, 1/4 inch. A soft, comfortable elastic that does not narrow when stretched, recommended for waistbands, sleeves, necklines, and leg bands. Shrink resistant, withstands chlorine and salt water, perfect for wash and wear garments and swimwear. That's what I think this is, with the fancy little edge on it. But I'm going to throw that away. I know what elastic looks like. And then I had these diamond dies in there, and I've got a thing for my dies over there. And then I have this. Do y'all remember Sherry Baldy with the little girls like that? This one, that's what she looks like colored up. And how fitting that I found her and the leaves back there. And it's Halloween-y time. You're getting hungry. Warm up some enchiladas that I made yesterday. I'll be listening. Okay. And is Heather here? Hi, Heather. And then somebody made these for me, these little Halloween cards, and sent them to me a long time ago. And I still have them. And then there's a couple more. And I got some empty bags here. I'll put them in my empty bag drawer over there. Not sure why I got those. And these are all Halloween cutouts, die cuts, and candy cutouts. And I have a container that is for Halloween. And this is bats and tombstones in there. And this has some Halloween-y trees in it, folded in there. That's a good idea. Make a little folder. That way they don't get all caught. These are stars and moons. And these were some like cutouts. All sorts of stuff in there. Spider webs. And there's a haunted house like I needed the other day for Kathy Berg's prompts. Now I have them here. This is something I think I made. It's one of those envelopes where you could put a card in this side like this. And that flap folds down. But then on this side, you could tuck little gifts in. So there's a pocket at the back and then 2 smaller pockets at the front. And it's been a long time since I made these. That needs to go with the cards I have. And then I have just little, what do they call these? Chipboard accents, little corners. And some stickers. Imagination and friends. And I love my cat, which I have a box that's for a cat journal. These are just a whole stack of mason jars cut out, kind of in Halloween-y colors. So that's a whole stack there. And then I have some bias tape. I'll put that in my bias tape stuff. I have just Sherry Baldy, and then the ones that don't have any mouth or nose, and I can't remember who they're called. But I know the Sherry Baldy is the one with the big eyes. So these need to go with my images that need to be colored. I got a cute little witch. And let's see. We got the little girl with the broom. Got a lot of those. And then the Sherry Baldy with the cup. Got a stack of those. Like that to color. And then this little gal with the broom. Sherry Baldy. And I'll put these with the images to color. No, I think I'll put these with Halloween because I think they're most all Halloween-y. And then that one's the cutest, I think, right here with her little cauldron standing next to her. She's cute, though. I can't remember who does the ones with no face, no nose and lips. And that's those. So most of this needs to go in the Halloween stuff. And then I've got things that need to go in my acrylic embellishments, just little bags, bag after bag of little things to add. I don't know if this is stuff I was thinking about getting rid of because I wasn't using it, or I don't know. It's all in little bags. I'll put it back in the acrylics. I might find a use for them. So there's all those acrylic pieces, and these can go into Halloween. The more acrylic pieces. I think the ones that say Halloween to me, I'll put with the Halloween stuff. Fall leaves. And these are buttons. I'll put these with my buttons. And they have little snowmen with a snow shovel or a broom. A broom, I guess. It's funny. This needs to go with sequins. And some more acrylic pieces. Some little cameos. So when you go to clean, you'll find all kinds of stuff. Here, flatback pearls in red, purple, blue, pewter, mixed colors, some more acrylic pieces. I'm going to put those with Halloween because they're little moons. And more flatback pearls, some rhinestones. Those are rhinestones. Flatback pearls, flatback pearls, flatback pearls, flatback pearls. And some beads. These need to go with the beads here. And that's like right behind me. So I'll do that right now. This is all the jewelry making. Ta-da! Put those in there. Close that back up. Scare Howard half to death. He's like, why are you doing another live, Mom? So that was an interesting find, to find this stuff. It won't take me long to put this away. That's why as I clean up an area, I get the stuff together and put it in its home so that I will eventually get everything back to where everything needs to go. I like to have a place for everything and put it in its place, but when I'm trying to organize my stuff, his stuff, and his stuff, it's just too much. And Howard's digging at the door again. So I just thought that was a fun bin find of my own shopping in my own stuff. So I'm not going to hold you guys up. I'm going to let you go. And I hope everybody has a good evening. And shop your stash. We don't need to buy anything, right? I know I don't. Definitely not yarn. At least until I've used up about 4 of those containers, that's for sure. Use your stash. So we went to the Old Mill Antique Mall and we didn't buy a thing. Yay for not buying. But we had fun looking at all the stuff. You have to get some yarn? Oh, I've got so much. It's crazy how much I find at the thrift stores. All right, I'm going to go before Howard digs his way through the door. I'll see y'all later in the morning. Bye. You're kind of being